Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, my name's Hero K Time Channel, and welcome to yet another Doctor Who reaction on this channel. Today we have Wish Bars. This is one of the episodes I've been the most excited for, just because I love the way that Russell writes series finales, especially part ones, because there's always usually like an amazing cliffhanger at the end of part one. That's why I'm so excited for Legend of Ruby Sunday last year, and as we all know, that cliffhanger ended up being brilliant. So yeah, really looking forward to this one. I feel like there are a few things I should sort of discuss before we start. First of all, the Rani coming back last week. I don't dislike the Rani. I feel like the reason I wasn't really sort of like really hyped about the fact she's back is because I feel like Blood being the Rani was probably the most sort of predictable thing they could have done, you know, if that makes sense. And so I feel like it was too sort of, you know, like, I mean, so many people like expected it, so I feel like, I don't know, that there wasn't really much wow factor because it was the most obvious sort of decision to make, and they sort of made it anyway. And I don't know, I mean, I'm more optimistic about seeing more of the Rani now than I was before. Not that I was like pessimistic about it before, but I was just kind of nonchalant about it. But thinking about it now, I have wanted to see more Time Lords in the show for a while, outside of just, you know, the Doctor and the Master. And I do think that, you know, the Rani is a character we haven't seen for a long time, to be fair. So I feel like there is, you know, something you can get out of bringing her back. So I am looking forward to that. Also, from the very, very little footage we've seen so far, it does seem like this new actress has sort of got the behaviour and mannerisms of the Rani really, really accurate. And I feel like she's going to be good. I've got a good feeling about her. So there's that. And I think there's a lot of potential. So I am interested to see what they do with the Rani. I'm more sort of excited for that than I was last week. But that's because last week I was just thinking, you know, if they make her the Rani, that'll be so sort of obvious, which it is, to be fair. But like I said, I'm more sort of hopeful about it now. I've got the lights on today, by the way. I don't know why. All my other reactions, right, are recorded with the lights off, apart from one of them where I accidentally left them on. But I don't know. It's like if I turn the lights off, it's like you can barely see me, like I checked. But I don't know. I mean, it's strange because I didn't have this problem with the other reactions. So I don't know why this is. Like, it was only a month ago. I mean, I don't know. All right, whatever. I'm sorry. Alright, yeah. The whole bi-generation coming back. I get a lot of people were really annoyed by that. To be honest, I don't like the bi-generation more than any of you do. I actually think it's really dumb, to be honest. But I think here, I don't have a problem with it. And I'll tell you why I don't have a problem with it. Because in the Giggle, well, actually, first of all, it's because it's not the Doctor doing it, which I feel like makes it more easier to deal with. More easier, that doesn't make sense. Easier to deal with. So there's that. But also because in the Giggle, just put the lights on. There we go. Okay. But in the Giggle, it kind of just, narratively speaking, there wasn't really any real reason to do it. Well, I mean, there was, but it didn't feel justified, which I didn't like because that sort of made it feel really pointless in a way. Whereas here, it seems like there is a narrative function in doing the bi-generation, because the Rani is treating Mrs. Flood more like a servant than like she's the same person, which I feel like is going to be an important factor in this finale. So I'm interested to see that. and I feel like that sort of excuses the bi-generation a bit more, because at least this time I can understand why they're doing it and what the point is. Conrad is in this episode, which is just great, really. I mean, I loved him in Lucky Day. I thought it was amazing. So I'm really happy to see him. I don't want to finish his face or anything. Yeah. Was there anything else? There is another member of the Unholy Trinity, because Mrs. Flood and Irani are the same person. So we have had official confirmation that there will be another member of the Unholy Trinity yet to be revealed, which I assume is going to be the big cliffhanger to this episode. I think the two main rumours are that it's going to be either the Trickster or Omega. If it's either one of those, I'll be very excited and happy about it. I feel like Omega is more likely, just because of the whole Time Lord thing. You know, we've got the Rani, so they could be going for another Time Lord. But I don't know. Anything can happen, really. So I'm excited to see who that's going to be. Yeah. I'm really looking forward to this. I will say, I feel like this finale does have a lot going on, right? There's two Ranis, for one thing. Conrad is back. There's some sort of alternate reality going on at the minute. The Earth has been destroyed. The TARDIS has been destroyed. There's still another member of the Unholy Trinity who they're going to have to fight. And on top of all that, there's still the stuff with Susan from last week. So I feel like that's a lot to deal with in the space of 2 episodes. However, the reality war is a bit longer, so that could be, you know, that could help sort everything out. So yeah, I do wonder if there's going to be a recap of some kind at the beginning of this episode, just because there was a lot of important stuff last week, like the Rani reveal, seeing Susan back. I don't actually know if Susan is in this 2-parter at all. I feel like she should be, because, you know, we literally saw her last week in that flashback thing. So I feel like we need to see, well, obviously we need some exposure for that at some point. I just don't know if they're going to do that this week at all, or if they're just going to leave it until next week. I don't know. Pretty much anything can happen here. I will say the alternate reality aspect of this episode sounds really interesting, so I'm really excited for that. And I've rambled on long enough now. We've been recording for 8 minutes, so let's get on with this. What's going on here? The heck? I do like the Rani's theme that we've been hearing. It sounds really brilliant.
Morning, darling.
Oh my gosh. Oh, the captain from Space Babies. Oh, the 3 names again.
Doctor Who and the Deadly Wish.
Why is it in the style of the Harry Potter books? How many mugs does one family need?
I'm sorry, but you don't have a daughter. I beg your pardon. That is the most outrageous thing to say.
That is a bit of a messed up thing to say to someone, to be fair.
Doctor Who had lots and lots of human friends.
His name isn't Doctor Who. I hate it when people do that. This is crazy.
Milk, no sugar, Mr. Smith. I've got digestives.
That's a nice touch, considering she was the sea person in The Devil's Cord. Oh, must be Belinda's family.
May the 24th is a lovely day, except for your father singing.
You keep on referencing that.
Oh.
What is it with all the mugs? We're 13 minutes in and that's the 3rd mug that's smashed. And Mel, she had some broken mugs as well in her like bin.
I wonder who she is.
You're not allowed to wonder about that? Is this some sort of like dictatorship where you're not allowed to have like thoughts of your own and stuff like that? This looks a lot like that oh, what was it? Influx, that temple place. I think it was on the planet called Time. Where Swarm and Azure and all those other things went. This place looks a bit like that.
Now have a look at some pictures of India.
Why?
When you've got time.
You said making a sandwich.
I get the feeling that Mrs. Flood is sort of going to betray the Rani, and that's going to play heavily into the resolution in the reality war, maybe.
The one who is lost.
Who's the one who is lost?
Many years ago, when Gallifrey was young, the Doctor and the...
Oh, this was in the Unleashed clip. I should point out, after each episode, I go directly onto BBC iPlayer. Well, I'm still not iPlayer, but I go directly to Doctor Unleashed and go to the end and find the clip for next time's episode. And I normally, like, I've been doing it every week since Robo Revolution, and I have been reacting to the clip, but because the clips have just been like nothing, there's just been nothing for me to really react to, so I just haven't included it in your reaction, but I have been watching them, so yeah.
But I have to warn you. I can only send you one warning, and this is going to sound strange, but listen to me.
What is it?
Tables don't do that.
I thought it was going to be like to keep on... Oh, I keep on hearing that in like... They keep on saying it in all like the... like... descriptions of the episodes and stuff. This is a very strange episode.
I want to ask. Please. I have a child at home. Her name is Poppy.
We didn't really need a flashback to show who Poppy was, like we know.
Con externos.
What's it doing?
What is going on?
It's telling us the time.
We are both
The Rani.
What the hell are you saying?
They've said it about 5 times.
Is a lie. This whole world.
But... why? Why do you want... Why are you making this world like it is?
Deep within the underverse, he is hidden. The one who is lost.
Who? Omega?
There she goes.
Because he was lost in that antimatter world. Well, there was that Peter Davison one where he came back, so I don't know.
Tell me who you're looking for.
Omega.
The first Time Lord. The creator of the Time Lords.
Okay, so... as an episode, I thought that was pretty good. It's one of those where I'm not really sure what my overall opinion on it is until I've seen the full story. But as an episode, as a story, I thought that was pretty good. The whole alternate reality was really cool to see. The Ranis weren't really that big a part of the episode, to be honest. They didn't really do or say much, I noticed. I guess that's because this part is sort of like building up for the next episode, and then I assume the reality war is where all the stuff with Omega and the Ranis is all gonna sort of come out, because with the Rani, we sort of don't know, like, did she go back to Gallifrey after the last encounter she had with the 7th Doctor, or has she just been around this entire time, or I don't know. Omega come back. That's really interesting. I like that. The 3 Doctors is a really good story. I'm not that bothered about Arc of Infinity, but I just don't really like most of that era, to be honest. But regardless, I am really interested to see what they do with that, and who plays him, actually. I can't remember if they... I don't think I noticed if it was in the credits who the voice of Omega was, because we only heard him very briefly near the end. But regardless, I mean, it sounds interesting. So the Trinity is Conrad, the Rani, and Omega. So sounds interesting. It'll be cool to see what they do with it. Like I said, I have been wanting to see more Time Lords, so looking forward to that. Also, that whole thing with the TARDIS exploding at the end of the last episode, that didn't seem to get mentioned or anything at all. So I guess that that's a part of the next episode. Speaking of which, I won't be reacting to the Reality War because I'm actually going to the cinema to see it. But even if I wasn't, it's not being released on iPlayer in the morning. It's so even if I wasn't going to see it at the cinema, the first time I see it would be when it was broadcast in the evening when I'm like having dinner with my family. So yeah, there'll be no reaction to that. But after I watch the episode, I will record a quick little these are my thoughts video on it. So yeah, Omega, I'm really excited to see what they do with that. Overall, if I were to rank the episodes from this series so far, I would say best was Lux, second best is The Well, third best maybe Lucky Day, then after that it would go maybe this one, Robot Revolution, Interstellar Song Contest, and then The Story in the Engine. Yeah, I think that's it. Because I still don't really understand The Story in the Engine. I'm still a bit lost on that. But I'm glad to know I'm not the only one, because it seems like a lot of people are confused by it. But regardless, thank you very much for watching this video. Please like and subscribe for more, and I'll see you next time.